Hi everybody, it's Jillian here. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and it's the 10th of January 2021, and we're in the winter season, or maybe not. You might be watching this from another continent, so maybe it's your summer. But here in the UK anyway, we're in winter, and naturally, if you're following your intuition, you will be feeling a pull to just draw yourself inwards, just like nature. This is a time to rest and recuperate our energy, ready to come out again, recharged in the springtime. So here we go. We find ourselves back, in Scotland, and I know in many places around the world, we're back in an enforced lockdown situation. So many of you will be feeling a little bit lacking in motivation, perhaps. You're maybe feeling stuck, confused, fearful, and perfectly natural. It's January, of course. You also might be craving more carbs and sugar than normal, and I think all this has been compounded, of course, by all the information that we're receiving. We're receiving so much information. It's almost information overload through all the mainstream news channels when they talk about COVID situation and vaccinations. There's also a huge amount of information out there on non-mainstream media, and if you're anything like me, you're probably doing quite a lot of research. I certainly am. I've been looking more into American politics. I've been looking more into vaccination, and just I like to keep informed. I watch. One thing I would say is to switch off the news if you haven't already done so. Best thing you can do for yourself right now if you are feeling fearful is switch off the news. Now I watch, the important Nicola Sturgeon updates here in Scotland, just to keep abreast really of what's going on in terms of, I guess, what we can do, what we can't do, but that's about it. Apart from that, I switch off the news and I do research on my own sources through people who I resonate, that feels true to me. And of course, I give myself time to digest this information and then form my own opinions. So inviting you to do your research. But if you get to a point like I was the other day when it was information overload, I just had to turn absolutely everything off. And I feel the benefit of it today. So, if you are feeling that right like that just now, just a little bit, overloaded, as I said, a little bit fearful, a little bit confused, then inviting you to do one thing, which would be just to stop. Stop for a minute, to pause and to give yourself some time to pause, basically, and to reset. And we're going to do that through our breath. Now, there's plenty of meditation channels out there, free resources and breathing techniques. So if you don't already do that, then look into something that resonates with you. But I'm going to do a quick technique with you, and that's called the 3-2-4 breath. So I'll just talk you through it and then we can do it together. So we're going to breathe in for 3, and as you breathe in, if you have not done any breathing exercises before, as you breathe in, inviting you to breathe in deeply, breathe deeply into your belly, feel your belly expand, your chest expand. Then hold that breath for 2 and then exhale for 3. So we're going to do that now. So first of all, just resting your feet firmly on the ground, and just resting your arms by your sides and getting comfy in your chair, feeling your back against the chair. So breathing in for 3. Hold for 2 and exhale for 4. And we'll do that one more time. Breathing in for 3. Hold for 2 and exhale for 4. And just taking your attention to your feet and just feeling them firmly anchored into the earth. Like you've got roots coming down from the soles of your feet and they're going right into the earth. That's it. And just asking you to, how do you feel now? Because I'm going to be inviting you throughout your day to just give yourself this time to pause and reset, and ask yourself the question, well, if I am feeling this multitude of feelings and emotions, which is perfectly natural with everything that's going on in my life, then what can I do differently that would help me calm my mind, would help me to increase my energy levels, would help me have a more positive mindset? And like I said, there's so many sources and tools out there, and I'm sure a lot of people who are watching my channel, you're very self-aware, so it will be like teaching my granny to suck eggs, but it never hurts to have a reminder. So I'm inviting you actually to change things up a bit in your life, and this is a challenge that I'm setting for you. Something to put in place all the way through the winter, because it's very easy in winter. It's dark, it's cold, it's so easy to lose our motivation. So, and particularly if you live on your own, there's an awful lot of people feeling isolated, feeling depressed. I live on my own, and I really have to put in place some techniques to keep my motivation going. I really have to exercise my self-discipline muscles at this time of year. Well, I don't have to do anything. Our words are very powerful. I'm choosing to do that because when I do that, it makes me feel instantly better. It improves my mood, it improves my energy levels. So, throughout the winter, asking yourself, well, what could I do differently to change things up in my life? And one of the simple exercises you can do for that is just to, change a routine in your life. For instance, if you have your breakfast in the same chair every day, in the same room, then I'm inviting you to move to a different chair and perhaps have your breakfast in a different room, or even, have something different for breakfast. And many coaches will talk about, it takes 21 days to implement a new pattern of behaviour in your life. So this is something that I would get you to look at, as I said, particularly over the winter months, the next 3 months, and you notice how that makes you feel. And quite naturally, when we start to, change things up in our life, it's very easy for us to feel fearful. It's very easy for us to feel uncomfortable. And, you may be in a situation right now where you're thinking of changing your job. Maybe you've got no choice in the matter. Maybe you've lost your job. Maybe that's happened throughout this lockdown situation, or maybe you're just questioning, what you want to be doing with yourself in your life. You've had a little bit of time to reflect on, what's my purpose? Or maybe you're just at a place in your life where you're thinking, well, all I've got energy for just now is myself. What can I do to help myself get more motivation and more energy? And of course, we're right in the throes of winter, and quite naturally at this time of year, you may be feeling a little bit stuck, and there's maybe not so much forward motion. I hurt my ankle, well, actually it was my calf a few months ago, and that, I was feeling that feeling of stuckness, and that was compounded, not being able to physically move around so much. I'd found quite a nice dance workout that I was doing, and that was really giving me energy and forward momentum in my life, and that all stopped. And like I say, Christmas came along, and like yourself, I'm sure there was quite a lot of lounging on the couch, and for me it was big bags of salt and vinegar crisps. So I've put on a little bit of weight over winter, and I've been seeing a physio about my ankle, and it's getting better. I've got some strengthening exercises to do, so I am able to start to move around a little bit more. And one of the choices I've made is just to get outside every day, get the best of the light in the morning, get the serotonin through my eyes, into my eyes, through the sunlight, and just noticing how that makes me feel, just noticing a change of mood, a change in energy, just by getting that natural light in. Because at this time of the day, this time of the year, we are trying to get as much light, or if you're anything like me, you're trying to get all your tasks done while the light's good. Because I always find, as the light starts to dim, as it did, yesterday. It seemed to be quite a bleak day here in Aberdeen, Scotland yesterday, and it seemed to be getting dark quite early, and I could feel a change in my mood, and I could feel a change in my energy levels. And one of the things that my higher guidance, one of the way it works is that it will communicate to me through imagery and through music and through words, because my guides know that's something I'm really passionate about. So, I thought, well, can I sit? Well, I could sit on the couch, and I thought, no, I'm going to put on some 90s dance music, which I love. So I had that on, and like I say, I haven't been able to move about too much physically, just as my calf muscles healing. But what I started to do was just move my arms and circle my shoulders, and I could feel like my heart chakra was opening. And I had been thinking, oh well, I'll have a fish supper for my tea, I can't be bothered cooking. But no, that just taking that step to do a little bit of movement. I was in my fridge, I made some salmon, I made some sweet potato chips, lovely red and yellow peppers, and roasted some shallots. And instant change in mood and energy just by moving body. I was grimacing at myself, making funny faces in the mirror. Well, it wasn't the mirror. My reflection was being mirrored. My dancing reflection was being mirrored in the window, and that raised my energy. It made me laugh. And so it is just a case at this time of year of just putting one step in front of the other. Because at the end of last year, it was momentous, really, in terms of the new energy coming onto the planet, and that happened on the 21st of December 2020, the time of the solstice. And many of the spiritually aware people who are watching this will have felt it, I'm sure. But it's a huge energy to give you momentum, really, to move forward in your life. It's a very positive energy that opens a doorway, really, to creativity, to perhaps making new choices in your life, to forward momentum. So following on from that just gateway of new energy that's flooding into onto the planet right now, it's flooding into our hearts, it's raising our vibration. And it's just inviting us to take one step in front of the other, and perhaps try something new, try something that's out of your comfort zone. And naturally, when we do try something new, as I said before, when we do something out of our comfort zone, it's easy to get into that fearful mode and get into that stuck mode, because it's easier to do what we've always done than to take a risk and to try something new. But I'm inviting you to do just that. One of the things, I found myself in a situation end of 2019 where I was diagnosed with primary breast cancer. And I didn't follow the conventional route with that. I chose to listen to my inner guidance and take the guidance on that about what to do, to walk my path of health and wellness. And I'm continuing to do that. But most of last year, and I'm sure you can identify with that yourself, because most of us last year were knocked off our feet in some way in 2020. So it was, I spent quite a lot of 2020 just dealing with a lot of trauma, and I chose to be gentle with myself and give myself time, really, to build myself up again, ready to get going in this new year in 2021. So I'm setting myself a task of just starting doing more of these video blogs. And if you are thinking about something new, perhaps trying a new hobby, looking online, applying for a new job, even if it's just doing a little bit more research into what's happening in the world and how you can help, then this is the perfect time to do that. And it is just a case of putting one step in front of the other, taking it moment by moment, day by day. Because those who are watching this, who are familiar with the concept of we create our reality, well, we really do, we really do. And it is just a case of, taking it one step at a time, because things are going to really speed up for all of us this year in one way or another. And, when we are feeling a little bit overwhelmed or a little bit stuck, it's just bringing ourselves back into our breath, giving yourself time to just pause and reset, but keep that forward momentum going. You know, it is the year to step out of your comfort zone, it's a year to take a risk. So I look forward to making more of these video motivational posts with you. If there's anything in particular you would like me to talk about on the topic of health and well-being and spirituality, because that's something I'm very passionate about, then please make a comment in the box below, and I look forward to just hearing how you're getting on, you know, how you're building momentum in your life, and what you're doing to just change things up a little. So I look forward to speaking to you soon, and in the meantime I'm sending you lots of love. Bye for now.